Hunting is not something that we do just during the season. Hunting is not just putting on your camouflage or your blaze orange every fall for a couple weeks. Hunting is something that we think about every day. Being a hunter is something that we are every day.
It only takes a couple of seconds of listening to know his voice. A distinctive, melancholy western drawl.
Thank you. 190, you're doing good and we're getting there. 191 time, biggest mule deer in the world, cowboy.
An almost trademarked foot stomp. And typically, a matching vest and bow tie. These three things have literally raised millions of dollars for wildlife conservation around the country.
Yes, 300,000.
But what you didn't know, that beyond his voice, he's been a champion for wildlife conservation. A champion for wildlife conservation in the state of Utah, even when it brought attention to him from the anti-hunter establishment. You see, for John, his philosophy is simple. We have wildlife because we hunt wildlife.
Being raised in small town Utah, hunting has been in our blood for generations. I've never really known life without hunting. I remember as a young kid thinking about how hunting was just a great opportunity to get out, spend time in the woods, mostly with my dad. Hunting wasn't just something we did for fun, but it was actually a very important part of our life. Back in my great-grandpa's day, hunting was how they fed the family. It wasn't just something they did for a week or two every fall, but it was a very important part of feeding the family. It influences what kind of a father we are, what kind of a brother we are, what kind of a husband we are, what kind of a son we are, or a daughter. It breeds a respect for life into us that I really don't think you can get any other way. Not only that, it taught a incredible respect for wildlife, they were all in the livestock business. And wildlife and livestock don't always coexist without some conflict. And Grandpa would often talk about, hunting predators around the livestock. And I think that's one thing that really kind of caught me as a young kid. I am just passionate about predator hunting, whether it's bears, lions, coyotes mostly, and I feel like that has really been bred into me for 100 years, looking back down my family tree. Having been involved in this for 20 some years, on a much greater scale than just being a casual hunter, but in the politics and the conservation efforts, I've had a lot of chances to talk with people that just don't understand hunting, that don't feel like hunting is important. I made a comment in a very public meeting one time that we have wildlife because we hunt wildlife. It's truer today than it's ever been. We have wildlife because we hunt wildlife, and we hunt wildlife because we're hunters. I believe that's who God created us to be. And even the anti-hunters, they can look at themselves and say they're not a hunter, but they cannot go back very far in their family tree. They cannot go back very many generations and not find somebody who is an avid hunter. Maybe out of necessity, because that's how they fed their family. Every one of us has hunting in our blood. every single one of us. Now, whether we like to agree with that today or not, I'm here to tell you every single one of us has hunting in our blood. Now, of course, things change a little bit. As hunters, I feel like now it's more important than ever to be more than just a hunter, more than just a weekend warrior that goes out, whether you're hunting whitetails or turkeys or pheasants or coyotes like I love to do. We need to be involved in the conservation efforts. We need to do what it takes to not just preserve the animals, but to preserve the heritage and the traditions of hunting. My name's John Bair. I'm a hunter and a conservationist. Most people know me from my voice. Now you know me from my message. Everyone has their own story. This is mine. It's in the blood.